fucking Madonna. She knew it back in '83. She's like, we need a holiday. She said it with such, with such desperation. We need a fucking holiday. My titties need to be sucked. Yeah, Madonna, man. Young Madonna. Do you remember when you were a kid, if you're my age? I lived through the initial. There was no HIV or AIDS when I was a kid. There was, and that's the thing. When I was first born, there wasn't. In the 1980s, I remember that. The AIDS scare, it was a plague from God. It really was. Because it mostly smoted like homosexuals. They called it was kind of creepy because the way they describe coronavirus is the way they used to describe HIV. It's a weird jungle virus that comes from, they would say this is what we were told in the 80s, that it was an African monkey disease. Seriously. Which it might have been, who knows? I mean, but but still in all, and we were just kids. I was too young to even be having sex, but it didn't sound like any fun because it was just like, there would be these little wives' tales, like when you were a kid and you'd first start skipping school and you're like 12 or 13 and HIV is breaking out. And there's the crack epidemic, and then there's the Cold War, the shadows of the Cold War, and the fear of World War III with Russia. Everything was Russia in the 80s, you know? Everything was Russia in the 80s. Did you notice that? Like, Rocky Balboa versus Dolph Lundgren, the West meets the East, and everything. Commando with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Everything was about the fucking Russians. You know? Top Gun, Red Dawn. You can go on forever. It was all the shadows of the Cold War, and so you were coming up, and you first started like huffing aerosols or something. And you'd be there with your little girlfriend, 11 or 12 years old, and you'd be sniffing like Scotchgard, getting high. You know, just trying to get high, and she would tell you this story about this girl from New York City. This, you know, and she was a beauty queen, and she kept her pussy all perfect, and she waited till the man, and then this city boy like seduced her, and she was real reluctant to give up her virginity, and you know, he seduced her, and then they fell asleep together, and the next morning she woke up, and there was a black rose or a carnation there, and a note that said, "Welcome to the world of AIDS." You know, and remember that? Just these little wives' tales that kids tell each other. That was like a kid's wives' tale, I remember. I always thought that's a scary, evil story. You know, like people that not only was there AIDS, but there was a dude like looking to give it to somebody. Remember that one?